Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Public Nuisance Podcast. First, I want to say I've been waiting to do this podcast for a long time. I have a very, very special friend here in Teresa Russell. She is absolutely fantastic. Joined with Aviva Maloney. She's a great little sax player and little things on her feet that jam and stuff. But
The tambourines.
tambourines, yeah. But I've been waiting to have Teresa in here. Teresa, obviously, everybody knows who she is, local legend. And, real quick before we get started, back when COVID had hit, I had a private party here, and this woman set up in the corner, right? And she's, was playing the guitar, and I walked by a couple times and was like, wow, I've never met Teresa before. And then, as I walked by like a third time, and she was doing Purple Rain by Prince. And I
Yeah.
stopped and I sat down and I pulled out my phone and I recorded it. And there's a lot of musicians and stuff that come through here, and they play, and they play it, with Teresa and with your band. It's like, you share your talent, you have a gift, and it's a big difference. And you play all over Ventura, you played all over the country, and I'm just honored to have you here every other Sunday, and people love you here, and so that's my introduction. But everybody, if you want to talk to this Teresa Russell.
Hey, I am just so glad, that we met, back during those COVID days, and that you liked what I did, and when a lot of us were out of work at the time, or locked down, and coming out of it, you gave us a place to play.
Yeah.
And you've really built it into a great venue for musicians.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Just like every other Sunday, we get to play here.
Yeah.
So far, and it's worked out great. And thank you for having us.
Yeah, through thick or thin, I told Teresa every other Sunday is yours, and till I either lose his business, pass away, or you pass away, or some ending comes. But
Yeah, so I started playing, and then Steven started coming, and then Coco started coming. Aviva, hooked up, and we all just kind of like formed sort of a new band here, So yeah, it was a great opportunity to kind of.
Mike, he's playing.
Mike, Mike Davis on harmonica.
You got a great crew. You always mix it up. It's always so genuine, and it's crazy. You guys probably don't see it as much, but when people are just walking by, that everybody stops. When they hear you playing, there's always like, what's that? And then you have that attraction, and so like a little bit of history, for people that know you but don't know really that much about you. I know the music's been a part of your life, your entire life, but give a little background on your music, where it started, and.
Born and raised in Southern California, Canoga Park. Moved to Westlake. 7 years old. My mom started me on. She gave me a guitar and says, here's a chord, and I made a perfect chord, and so she started me on lessons the next week. So my mom, is musical, and so she, and her family was musical, so she could see it in me right away. And my mom and my dad supported, my love of music, and gave me every opportunity to grow and learn in being a musician. And I got a scholarship to Northridge University, guitar scholarship, and played classical and all kinds of music there. And I got on the road, and later on went on the road with Helen Reddy, all over the world for a few years, and put together my own band after that. Teresa Russell and Coco Billy came back and started, writing and recording. And I decided to get off the road and just started doing stuff here in this community, probably about, 2000, probably 2002 or something like that. And been playing all the local venues like the Lobster Trap, which is no longer there anymore. Probably played every venue in Ventura. And I've just stayed here because it's been such a great community for me, and you know, they've really embraced me, and this is like a community where everybody wants to come to. I mean, being in Channel Islands Harbor, it's a great destination. It's a great place for people to come to listen to music. So anyway, I've had a great time playing, you know, music, and I've never done anything else. I've never had a day job. This has been it since I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, you know, playing,
That's
you
pretty
know,
remarkable
playing,
for a musician not to
Absolutely.
have a
you
day
know,
job.
playing, like at 14, you know, playing on the Sunset Strip at Gazzari's and the Whiskey, and doing some TV stuff. And I was in a band with my cousins, and so we were growing up, you know, as kids, playing music. And my mom was the manager, and I love my mom. You know, she sings
Your
with
mom
me.
is fantastic.
She's a great jazz singer.
And how old is she now?
She's gonna be 91 in February.
And she's out here singing on the patio.
Yeah,
like a
I
little
know.
rock star.
Yeah,
It's just, I
yeah.
mean,
She loves playing
and
here.
she touches everybody too. And you know, every time I see her, I want to give her a hug. And you know, she's such a fantastic person. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Your whole family is. You know, your sister, everybody. They're great.
Well, you've gotten to know our family
Yeah.
as we've gotten to know your family, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love your
Thank
family,
you. Yeah,
and
you've
I
been there
love
for a
you
lot
guys.
for you know, with my dad passing, and
Yeah.
you know, my dad, you know, with Alzheimer's, he didn't really know much was going on, but he knew Sunday when Teresa was playing, you know, and some days he remembered your name. He was like, "I'm going when that." But what's her name's playing? He'd be there, and then actually, I'm going to see Teresa. You know, he'd forget, but
I think
he knew
had a
every other
soft spot
Sunday.
for
He'd
me
be-
as I
oh,
did
he
for
loved
him.
it,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You know, and same with, you know, Dr. Judy's husband. You know, before he
Yeah.
passed, you know, all they wanted to do to finish in their life was come and see Teresa every other Sunday. You know, and that's a lot. I remember when I first came back from Maryland, you know, I didn't know any of the local scene here, and when you played here for that birthday party, you know, I asked people, I'm like, who is that? And they're like, you don't know who Teresa Russell is? You don't know Teresa? I said, no, I just got here from Maryland. I've been going for 30 years, you know, and then I watched you, and I'm just amazed. And now I do the same thing, and people are like, oh, who's Teresa Russell? I'm like, you don't know? She's a legend. You get a lot of people from out of town, you know, coming in and out of state. But yeah, you're definitely a local legend, and, you know.
Well, I'm
it's-
glad that
it's
Kathy
awesome.
invited me to play for her birthday party that night.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the sister of my next door neighbors, Michelle and Greg Kenny, who own La Dulce Vita, where I played in their restaurant for like the last 25 years. And so that was my connection to you,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that night. Yeah, coming to play that party.
So, you know, what about you? How'd you get started in playing? Because you play that little sax like nobody's business. It's great to watch.
Well, kind of like her, music since I started piano when I was 4. My mom taught me, and my dad was musical too, and then the first horn I picked up was clarinet. That's a long story, but it ended up being clarinet, and then just picked up everything else that I could really blow.
Yeah.
And I had a full scholarship to go to the Berklee School of Music in Boston, but
Wow.
my parents didn't want me to go that far away, so I ended up at UCLA and California Institute of the Arts, and I did have some day jobs. But,
Thank God. I think weren't you security or police officer?
I was a police officer.
You know, look out for her because
Wow, I
you know,
know.
she'll take you down.
5'2",
Yeah, I know.
25 pounds coming at you.
But
I
don't
was-
mess with her. She's very protective.
Yeah. I'm tough, but
Well, I'll
but
tell you what,
so-
you play that saxophone better than anybody, you know, any size I've seen. It's
Yeah.
oh, it's so.
But I ended up on the road like Teresa, and
Playing with the monkeys
I
forever.
played with the Monkees for almost 20 years.
Wow.
And then before the Monkees, my first road gig was with Marty Ballin from the Jefferson Airplane. And been all over the world. Went to Russia. I went to, literally everywhere. I've been all 50 states, just about every country, except for haven't played in the Middle East, but I did get as far as Russia, China, you know, the Asia, all that stuff. So it was
Gosh,
Yeah.
you know
A lot of
that's
fun.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know that you know you have this talent that is taking you all over the world. You know, and you get to tour, and you know that's just it
Yeah.
amazes me when I get to meet people like that. You know, that have that gift. That you know that wherever they go, people want to watch them and want to see them and play. It's amazing. You know,
Yeah.
I never got that gift. You know, I played football, but you know, a lot of people can play football, but having that gift of music it's awesome. It's awesome to watch.
Well,
you
I
know?
love how you segued from wherever you were at back east. What were your construction, and you came right into like the restaurant and the rock and roll business, and being a concert promoter now, and
Yeah.
I mean, my God, and well, and
Business, yeah. I mean, to me, I guess business is business, and I just.
president of Brave and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
that was.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, that was a lot coming back to California and
Yeah,
taking
wow,
on.
you
Didn't
know.
know anybody, and then all of a sudden the whole government's after me, and but it was. We won, but it doesn't feel like it sometimes. So it never ends. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, I know.
And,
We're always fighting the fight.
Yeah, always fighting the fight, and it was awesome that you joined Brave, and a big part of Brave, and all the times we went through. It was a tough time, especially for musicians. In restaurants, a lot of us were just
it's
down and
terrible.
out, and
We were all the non-essential workers.
Right.
yeah, non-essential, right?
Yeah,
There's people would come in here, and you'd be playing live. I'll never forget when you were playing live outside one time, and it was when we just started doing the music. And I walked by this table, and this lady, she had come from San Francisco because she heard we were open. And she drove down from San Francisco,
Wow.
and she grabbed my hand. She said, "Are you the owner?" I said, "Yeah." And I look at her, and she is in tears. And she's holding my hand, and she is so happy that, she can sit indoors. She's hearing live music. And she says, "I forgot how much this means to me. I
Yeah.
forgot, how important this is to my soul, to my just everything," because she's going through this major depression, with all this stuff with the coronavirus. And, so how can they say that it's not, what you do is not essential? How much happiness you bring to people, how much joy you bring to people, and people need that.
Right.
You know what I mean? People need that release to go and hear music that they love, and just get away. I mean,
Yeah.
how is the government going to say that's not essential?
I know.
So what you do that for a living, but you're not essential.
Yeah.
That's just the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
And,
well, after the lockdown, there was a lot of tears, people coming out and just embracing the music and getting out back into the community, and a lot of emotional stuff. I mean, because a lot of people were depressed.
Oh,
and,
so much depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I remember on Christmas we were locked down. We put the whole band on the back of a pickup truck, and we went through like the Silver Strand neighborhood, and on I think it was Christmas Eve, and we were singing Christmas songs and carols and rocking out and doing blues and everything else. And it was my mom and Steven and a bunch of us on this truck, and people were coming out of their houses just literally crying. I mean, they were hanging out on their balconies, and it was it was a really special time. But we need music.
Oh, you got. I mean,
we need
music is.
music.
I mean, and people say,
It's essential.
It's essential.
Yeah,
and even these government officials that made those policies, get in their car and listen to music every day.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You listen to some sort of music. There's not one person who says, I don't listen to music.
Right.
Whether, it's hard rock, whether it's classical, you listen to something, and it brings you peace, and it helps you in a lot of ways, be able to think and relax and, go crazy and dance. Whatever it is you're looking for, music is really part of everything.
Yeah.
Everything that you do,
It
music
brings
is
us
part of.
together. It
Yeah.
just brings us
I
together.
can't imagine not having met her, because she's brought so much to my life, I mean, I wasn't doing that much playing after the Monkees and then COVID and all this stuff, and then I met Teresa.
We
now-
on the 4th of July.
Yes, on the
Right,
4th of
like
July.
about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was riding. She was jamming on a driveway on Hollywood Beach, and I was just out riding my bike, on the 4th of July, and saying hi to everybody. And what happened?
Well, she was riding her bike, and I was playing with Kelly's lot on the driveway. And I had told Kelly, I said, "Do you know this girl, Teresa Russell?" She goes, "Of course." And I said, "Oh, man, I really wanted to play with her, but I was like, she doesn't know me, so, So Kelly saw it.
Bike by, yeah.
Yeah,
and
she
all
was
of a sudden
riding
I
her
heard
bike
somebody
by,
yelling at me.
and then Kelly has a big voice. She's like, "Teresa, come here and sing." And so Teresa's like, she comes on up and sings, and then I
There's
I
like
told,
10 musicians,
Oh,
on the
yeah,
driveway.
it was
Everybody
great,
jamming,
yeah.
So I got to.
and that's
yeah.
where I met her. And then I finally, asked her if I could come and sit in with her, and then the rest is
and then,
history.
yeah, we started playing.
Best time I've ever had in my
yeah.
life is playing with her, more than anything else I've done. Seriously.
I think we're in a age and stage of our lives where we really appreciate what we're doing more than ever.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was a good time to hook up. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
what was great was for the Christmas party that we had here. You opened up the show, and we had Boiler Man, which is a big punk band on the scene. And then we had the Ska Daddies, which is ska and the reggae dance music, and
Love
so it's
Ska
totally
Daddy.
different than what your genre is. And then when I told them, Teresa opened the show, they're, she's a legend. Yes, they were so excited that you were opening, and and so it doesn't matter. Everybody knows who Teresa is. And they were all here. I remember, the Boiler Man. They all got here early because they wanted to see you play. On the stage, and it's just you got there's a lot of people out there that just.
I've just been
love
around
you.
for a long time. I was setting up for a gig in Camarillo, right on the on that strip by the freeway, and there's a bunch of motorcycles going up and down, and this one guy just stops and he says, "You have been around for a long time." I wasn't sure how to take that, but yep, still here. Yeah. So
That's a good thing, though.
yeah,
That's
but
a good
it
thing.
is a good thing. Yeah.
So, well, it's New Year's Eve, and I think we've been. This was about 3 years ago that we met.
I
About
think so.
3 years ago, and
2021, I think.
yeah, time
Yeah.
flies, and
Yeah.
so Teresa plays here every other Sunday, and she will continue to play here as long as I'm
As
here.
long as we can
As
keep it
long as we
going.
can keep it
Yeah.
going. So,
Thank
you
you.
guys are welcome to come out and support, come and watch her play, and Teresa, thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you so much, you guys. When you're all there together, it's just it's amazing to watch you guys. And it's just different every week, and you bring new stuff, and I
Hey, well,
love it.
thank you
I
for
love
this
it.
venue, and it's a place where we feel comfortable at home, and we can be creative and make up stuff as we go, and and we just I really appreciate you. You
Yeah,
know?
you're
thank you
welcome.
for. My family
welcome.
loves you. We all love you, and thank you for
I love
doing
you.
all that you're doing
Thank you.
for the community.
And so, not necessarily coming here. If people watch this, they're all over Ventura, Los Angeles. How do people find out where your next gigs are at, or do you have a website?
Go to TeresaRussell.com.
TeresaRussell.com. So
Yeah.
if you guys anywhere, if you don't want to drive all the way out here, but you guys, if she's anywhere near you, check it out. TeresaRussell.com. Go and watch her and the band play. It's phenomenal. You'll never ever be let down. And again, thank you, Teresa, for everything that
Thanks,
you guys
Matt.
do. You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
We love
Yeah.
you.
All right. Good night.